Now we want to have a look at simultaneous equations. So when we've got two equations that meet at a particular coordinate point, then that's called simultaneous equations, and we want to be able to solve this. So if we have a look at a grid here, I've got one line there and another line there, so a green line and a blue line, and the point where they meet, that coordinate point, x, y, that is my solution. So I need to be able to solve that both algebraically and graphically. So for our assessment, you've got to be able to do both of these things. So let's start by having a look graphically at how we would do this. So we've got two equations that I've given you there, y equals x and y equals 4 take away x. So let's draw the line y equals x first. Okay, so there's our blue line, y equals x, and now I'm drawing the line y equals 4 take away x. Now I want to find that coordinate point where they meet, and you can see I put a big red dot there, and that coordinate point is when x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 2. So now I want to go through and do exactly the same thing, find that same solution, but I want to do it proving it using algebra. So I'm going to take my two equations, y equals x and y equals 4 minus x. The first thing I want to do is set both equations equal to each other. So I know that they both start y equals. So that's the very first thing I want to do. I know that y is equal to y is y. So in that case, I can say, well, the first equation, instead of y, I'm going to put x, because x is equal to y for that first equation. So I'm going to put the x on the left-hand side of my equation. And the second equation, y is equal to 4 take away x. So I can put 4 take away x as another way of representing y. So now I've got an equation with x's in it. And this is what I now need to go and solve. So my next thing I want to do is put the x's on the same side of the equation. So I'm going to leave my x, there's already one x on the left, I'll leave that there. The number 4 is on the right hand side of the equal sign, so I'm going to leave those two alone. And I'm just going to pick up that take away x that's currently on the right, and I'm going to move that to the other side, and it becomes positive x. Now I want to simplify. So on the left hand side I've got x plus x, those are like terms, so that's going to give me 2x. So I can write down 2x equals 4. Now I want to rearrange because I'm trying to solve this, I'm trying to get to x equals, and I've still got a 2 in front of x, so I want to get rid of that 2. So I'm going to leave the x equals 4 part, and now instead of that 2 value in front, at the moment it's 2 times x. The opposite of times is divide. So when I move the 2 to the other side, I'm going to divide it by 2. And 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. And that's my solution there. Oh, sorry. Oh. Must be a quick wait. Sorry, guys. Take this again. Okay. So what I want to do now is I've got one answer, x equals 2. I want to take that and substitute it back into one of the original equations. And I could use y equals x, or I could use y equals 4 take away x. Wouldn't matter which one I use. I'm just going to use the first one because it happens to be the first one. And that equation is y equals x. And so in place of the x, I'm going to replace that with the number 2. So in this case is a very straightforward substitution. So I just want to write my answer now as a coordinate point. So I've got x is equal to 2, I've got y is equal to 2, so my solution is x equals 2, 2. And when I draw my lines on the grid and we see the point where they meet, we know that I've been able to confirm that both graphically and algebraically.